Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hivemind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Well, as per usual, it's another week, and so I've got some more interesting videos. Let's call it, the woke brain rot is on full display here for everybody to see, for everybody to point their finger and frankly laugh, or I guess there's another reaction you could have, which is the Jane Goodall reaction. I posted this on X the other day, me observing these Antifa retards. Fascinating behavior. You know, in the public conversation, everyone's supposed to have an equal voice, and I think from a starting point that makes sense. But at this point, I think it's become pretty clear that these people, they've completely discredited themselves. We've given them equal opportunity to have their voice heard, but at this point, I think we've all heard enough. These leftoids are almost like feral animals. I mean, they have no emotional control. And I got two clips to really highlight that. The perfect window into the fragile, hysterical state of the modern left. These people simply cannot function in adult society. And let me show you guys what I mean by that. But first, this video is brought to you guys by a sponsor, so let's play that clip. This video is brought to you guys by American Hartford Gold. Donald Trump is back in the White House, and America is on track to make the biggest economic revival in history. The economy is likely to surge, investment is pouring in, and confidence is returning. And in times like these, it's important to invest properly. And that, my friends, is where American Hartford Gold steps in. Because as we all know, one of the best ways to protect your wealth is by investing in precious metals, that's gold and silver. And friends, American Hartford Gold is simply the best in the business when it comes to protecting you from economic downturns. They have 5-star ratings across the board with an A+ rating at the Better Business Bureau. In other words, they're a market leader in the space, helping Americans lock in their financial security by diversifying into real tangible assets. And I know that sounds good, but trust me, it gets even better. All you gotta do is give them a call and they'll send physical gold and silver straight to your doorstep, or they can help you add it to your IRA or 401k. Zero hassle, just smart investing. Actually, it gets even better because American Hartford Gold is currently running a special right now where you could get up to $15,000 in free silver on qualifying purchases. So what are you guys waiting for? Sure, things look like they're on the up and up right now, but history tells you it doesn't last forever. The incompetent buffoons will at some point bring on hard times and you gotta protect yourself. And so to get that process started, all you gotta do is call 844-440-1005. That's 844-440-1005, or text Hivemind, that's Hivemind one word, to 65532. Again, text Hivemind to 65532, and they'll get you guys set on the right track. A huge thank you to American Hartford Gold. Now back to the video. All right, folks, so let's first start off with this video. We've got some random base dude who shows up at an ICE protest or an anti-ICE protest, and he's culturally appropriating. Ooh, oh no. He's wearing a sombrero and a fake mustache. I guess we could call it he's doing the Hakeem. And just look at the reaction.
Profile for being Mexican, and I was born here. I contribute to society. I work hard and pay taxes.
And that right there, my friends, is everything wrong with these woke leftoids. These people live in a constant state of outrage. They have built their entire identity around this righteous victimhood. And clearly it seems to come from some sort of internalized rage or maybe self-hatred and misery. And so here you have a situation where some dude is just memeing. And obviously if you have a little bit of brain power, you know that the worst thing that you could do in this situation is give that person exactly what they're looking for, a reaction, but the left cannot think. They don't have the ability to do that. They don't have the ability to think, hey, maybe I should practice a little bit of emotional control here, maybe giggle, move on, or just ignore it. But no, they can't. They see something like this. They see somebody who simply disagrees with them, somebody who's joking in a way that kind of pokes at them, and they short circuit. They freaking short circuit. This is why they punch people in the face for wearing a MAGA hat. They don't talk, they attack. They are the political equivalent of toddlers throwing tantrums in public. I mean, here we go, we have a guy who shows up with a sombrero, and it becomes a full-on situation. You know, the NPC meme, once again, proving to be just incredible, accurate social commentary. It's a freaking mental disease. It's a mental virus known as woke. And it's so widespread. It's the real pandemic. That's why we have these videos near weekly, sometimes near daily. And of course, you could imagine where I'm going with that. As per usual in these videos, it's not just one viral freakout moment. No, it's generally a couple, or if it's a heavy week, it's the leftist lunatic rapid fire cannon style video that I tend to produce, where we got like 5 or 6 of them. But anyways, you get the point. Here's another one. We got some more left-wing mental disease on full display here on a college campus. We got a few peaceful protesters showing up with some signs that simply state biological reality, biological fact relating to the trans issue, and they're just sitting there calm, respectful, not shouting, not doing anything to harass, intimidate, or instigate. They are simply present with different opinions, and well, the left-wing reaction.
I mean, if you're talking specifically, I mean, you're going to crazy.
Hey! Back! Robert! I want to pursue charges against her too!
Fascist losers, get off campus! You aren't welcome here. You are never welcome here.
90% of trans women are men with autogynephilia, which is a paraphilia. Paraphilias unfortunately tend to cluster. So we're talking about voyeurism, exhibitionism.
Hey. Come on.
Throwing eggs.
They silence her because, hey, you just touched my face. So, yeah, you essentially, so you left this.
All right.
No, this is recorded.
Throwing eggs. This is how they deal with disagreement.
Right? The left resorts to violence because they can't
This is literally not violent.
One chick shows up and tries to steal the individual's sign, promptly gets arrested, not exactly sure what she was thinking. There was a police officer right next to her. Not to mention, well, just look at her. You can just tell by observing this individual that she cannot run. And you can even hear her boots kind of clunking as she's running off camera.
Crazy.
I can just tell, I mean, it sounds slow. Where did she think she was going? And then the second video, unable to handle different opinions, some little Asian chick shows up with her, what appears to be her gender-confused friend, and I guess she's acting on behalf and defense of that individual. And so she decides the right thing to do here, really displaying her deep understanding for American ideals. What happens when you disagree with someone? Oh, just assault them with eggs. Every single time. These people are unbelievable. They cannot handle opposing viewpoints. And so they resort to destruction, steal your sign, hit you in the face, throw things at you. And of course, these are the same people who claim that they're anti-fascist, they're pro-tolerance. They're the most intolerant twerps in our society. And so in essence, once again, this is the modern left. Angry, miserable, intolerant, addicted to outrage and victimhood. They've replaced logic with emotion, reason with hysteria, and most importantly, debate with mob behavior, aggressive behavior. They scream diversity, diversity, but they only mean that on a surface level. You can't advocate for diversity while demanding ideological conformity. They preach love, yet clearly, they have such deep hatred in their hearts. They think tolerance means shutting people up who you disagree with. They think free speech means they could say whatever they want, but you can't. They vandalize, they assault, they destroy, and then claim they were justified in their actions because of some, self-perceived moral authority. Frankly, at this point, how else to describe it other than it's psychotic. This is the modern left. This is the woke mind virus. This is your brain on woke. I guess the only logical question is, at what point do we start demanding quarantine for these people? These rabid, feral zombies. Anyways, that's what I got. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.